This tiny scoop can make you feel unstoppable or send you straight to the emergency room. Pre-workouts are designed for one thing, to boost energy, to enhance focus and performance. But the big thing is, some of them have literally stopped hearts. You don't want to be one of them. Today, we're finding out how safe pre-workout really is, how close people are playing to the edge, and how to keep your heart beating strong while still chasing that next level pump. I've been testing pre-workouts for over 10 years now. I've tested over 200 pre-workouts and I'm still here, somehow. If you want to get straight to the point, here's the truth. Most pre-workouts are safe until you dry scoop, double scoop, mix them with energy drinks. Here's the thing, stay under 400 milligrams of caffeine per day. That includes your coffee, your Pepsi, Coca-Cola. Your heart will probably stay healthy and forgive you. But all right, so let's break this down properly. Pre-workout is a carefully engineered mix of ingredients including caffeine, amino acids, and nitric oxide boosters. Caffeine wakes up your brain and central nervous system. Beta-alanine gives you that harmless, famous itchy feeling. It's caused by temporary nerve activation as it turns into carnosine inside your muscles. It doesn't boost performance instantly, but it definitely makes you feel fired up. And that's the downside. You gotta take it over time to saturate your body with it. Citrulline is a nitric oxide. It widens blood vessels, flooding your muscles with blood, and that's where your pumps come from. Combine it with ingredients like agmatine, nitrates to further enhance that blood flow, helping counteract the tightening effects of stimulants. It creates this synergy of nice pumps. Put it all together and your brain thinks you're a superhero and you actually feel like one as your muscles agree. And your heart, well, it starts quietly asking if you've lost your mind. So the safe caffeine limit for most people, or most healthy adults I should say, is about 400 milligrams a day, according to the FDA. But some tubs hide 450 or even more in one scoop. Combine it with other stimulants like synephrine, yohimbine, DMAA, DMHA, and you've basically turned your pre-workout into a lab-grade stress test and you turn into a guinea pig. Back in the day, there was a pre-workout called Jacked. It was a legend, the holy grail of pre-workouts. DMAA made it feel like rocket fuel. It was all in a tiny scoop, and your veins were feeling like it was flooding with beta-alanine. But the thing is, soldiers started collapsing during training, and that's when the FDA stepped in, and they had a say in the ban of DMAA for safety concerns. But the supplement world didn't stop. It evolved. It just got better at renaming the ingredients, hiding the ingredients in plain sight. Today, the threat often comes from energy drinks. Many cans pack 300 milligrams of caffeine. That's equivalent to two strong coffees in one can. Mix that with a stim-heavy pre-workout and you've built yourself a 600 milligrams caffeine bomb. That's why some people feel their pulse in their teeth, like they're vibrating in the locker room before they even start working out, and halfway through their warm-ups, it's not adrenaline, it's just overload. High-stim pre-workouts tighten your blood vessels. It elevates your heart rate, shoots your blood pressure through the roof, and they trigger the same fight or flight mode response as panic, except this time, you paid a hefty amount for it, 50 bucks at least. If you've ever felt like your heart was skipping beats, your fingertips was tingling, or the room suddenly closing in, that's not a crazy pump, that's adrenaline overflow, not progress. Your body is waving a big red flag saying, hey, slow down. That's when you gotta take it easy and analyze your situation. So here's how to keep your heart, your head, and your performance in sync. Step 1. Keep your caffeine total to under 400 milligrams of caffeine. That includes coffee, teas, sodas, everything. Look at how much caffeine you're currently consuming. That should be your safe baseline. Anything higher, you're taking a little bit of a risk, and you gotta pay attention to your tolerance. Step 2, magnesium. Glycinite is fantastic. Take it at night, 200 milligrams to 400 milligrams. It calms your nervous system, supports heart rhythm, and can lower blood pressure or reduce palpitations. Step 3, citrulline. 6 to 10 grams of pure citrulline. That's the research-backed range. Going above 10 doesn't show extra benefit for performance or blood flow. It just makes your stomach hate you. Citrulline opens your blood vessels, counteracting the constricting effects of stimulants. Think of it as a brake pedal for that caffeine gas. So here's the part that everyone forgets. Hydration. The simplest, safest hack of all. If you're lifting in a hot gym, doing cardio, or sweating heavily, stimulants hit harder and dehydration amplifies every side effect. You're losing sodium, potassium, and magnesium faster than you think. And those minerals are what keeps your heart rate rhythm steady and your nerves firing properly. That's where electrolytes come in. Personally, I love Transparent Labs Hydrate, natural flavored, stevia sweetened, no dyes, no colors. It's simple, clean, and it actually tastes good to drink daily. But even if you use another brand, just make sure you're replenishing electrolytes regularly, especially before training in heat. Another secret weapon for safety and performance, nitrates. You can get that from beetroot powder, spinach, or nitric oxide supplements. Nitrates turn into nitric oxide, and that helps widen blood vessels. It increases oxygen delivery, and it actually reduces cardiovascular strain. They don't just give you better pumps, nitrates improve cardiovascular efficiency. So instead of your heart fighting resistance, it's working efficiently. That's why you may feel a little lightheaded sometimes if you take too much nitric oxide, because your blood pressure is lowering too much. More oxygen, less pressure, and improved endurance. It's like widening your arteries from 2 lanes to 4 before rush hour hits. If you've ever felt chest tightness, skip beats, cold sweats, nausea, dizziness, stop immediately. That's not intensity. That's your cardiovascular system filing a complaint. And if that happens, don't panic, just act smart. Sit down, sip some water, take some slow, deep breaths, skip caffeine for all the rest of the day. Most of the time, you'll be fine. Just give your body a break. The real danger is when you're ignoring it, thinking you're tough, and doing the same thing over the next day. Or worse, using even more caffeine to get the same intensity. And if you're working out in extreme heat, humidity, dehydration magnifies every stimulant side effects. So keep a bottle of water with you, or better yet, an electrolyte drink with you at all times, because it helps tremendously. Your body doesn't care about your PRs. It just wants to stay alive long enough to the next one. And eventually it will adapt to the hot climate. But stay safe, especially if you're using those hardcore pre-workouts. Here's the sneakiest part of the supplement industry: proprietary blends. That's a fancy way of saying we won't tell you how much you're getting from caffeine and all these stimulants. Sometimes those blends mix synephrine, yohimbine, and when it's all combined, it hits much harder than they look on paper. Even the scoop itself can be unreliable. Some tubs use scoops that are larger or smaller than they should be. If you're heaping powder instead of leveling it, your dose can change fast than what it should be. That's why a simple scale can be a huge game changer. It can tell you whether your 1 scoop is really 1 scoop. You really have to be careful with this one. There's countless times when pre-workouts just have too big of a scoop or too small of a scoop. And that's not transparency. That's roulette with your nervous system. Always read the label, check the total caffeine and stim content. Avoid any pre-workout that doesn't tell you what's inside. If the label looks like an energy drink crime scene, skip it. And be aware, the supplement industry is totally self-regulated. That means companies can literally put ingredients that are not disclosed on the label. So if it sounds too good to be true, be careful. If it hits and it's working really well beyond any other pre-workout, be careful. Just be aware, some pre-workouts have hidden stimulants in it, like Excelsior. There are real cases of healthy young lifters landing in the ER, not because pre-workouts are inherently bad, but because they were misused irresponsibly. Double scooping, stacking with energy drinks, ignoring hydration, mixing it with fat burners, all that multiplies the strain on your heart, and it is a dangerous game. It's rarely a single scoop that hurts people. It always comes from either tolerance, dehydration, ignorance, ego, or a combination of these things. And trust me, I've been there. One day, I accidentally stacked 2 pre-workouts back to back. I thought the first one was weak. I couldn't feel anything, so 20 minutes later, well, actually a little bit more than 20 minutes, I took another scoop from a different tub. And by the time it hit, I knew I messed up. My heart was pounding out of rhythm. I was jittery and lightheaded. Honestly, I thought I had to call for help. That was my wake-up call, and luckily, I've been healthy since. I started tracking my caffeine intake, added magnesium nightly, included pump ingredients like nitrates, citrulline, agmatine, whatever, to balance things out, and the difference is night and day. No random heart flutters, no panic, just steady energy and clean focus. It also helps to have a stash of theanine in hand, so that way if you ever find yourself vibrating from your pre-workout without even working out, theanine can help calm you down, and it's also healthy for the heart. Here's what I call the heart-safe stack. Magnesium glycinate, 200 milligrams to 400 nightly for calm recovery. Citrulline, 6 to 10 grams pre-workout for blood flow. Keep caffeine under 400 milligrams and add beetroot or nitrates for enhanced endurance. Stay hydrated with electrolytes, again, Transparent Labs Hydrate, or any clean alternative that you feel comfortable with. Finally, never combine pre-workout with energy drinks or fat burners. Simple, effective, and sustainable, and far safer than gambling with your heart. Keep in mind, there are also non-stimulant pre-workouts or non-stimulant pump capsules. Those also work great if you want to combine it with a stim heavy or something that you find very strong. So how safe is pre-workout? When it's used properly, it's completely fine, even beneficial. Used recklessly, it's a game of cardiovascular gamble with a shaker cup. The goal isn't to quit, it's to control. Respect the chemistry and it'll amplify your training. Ignore it and it'll hump you quicker and faster than leg day. And forget doing leg day when you're feeling like you're vibrating through the air. Now, you know what's safe, you know what's risky, what the red flags mean, when it's time to back off. Train smart, stay hydrated, and use science to your advantage. So essentially, I would recommend if you're using a strong pre-workout, I would limit the usage to once or twice a week. The other days should have something that's a little bit weaker, or even better yet, half the strength. That way, you can maintain your tolerance. Or if you insist on taking a strong pre-workout, I would limit the usage to about 2 to 4 weeks, and then take a week or 2 completely off pre-workout, or with something like with half the strength or less, like bulk from Transparent Labs. So drop your pre-workout story in the comments. I want to see who survived the wildest scoop. If your Apple Watch has ever judged your life choices, hit like, subscribe, and I'll keep being the guinea pig so you don't have to. Pre-workout gives you energy, but it always charges interest. You pay back in double. Whether it's the same day or the next day, you're borrowing energy.